This is Let's Service Podcast, and as you Service Podcast, and as you to each and everyone who has been supporting us on our social media platforms, that is at Let's Service Podcast, social media platforms, that is at Let's Service Podcast, Instagram, Twitter, like I said, secret. We call it anti-flow, like I said, secret. We call it anti-flow, we call it the casa. It's a natural biological, It's a natural biological process, the one that is literally responsible for the existence of the human race, still shrouded in shame of the human race, still shrouded in shame, misinformation, and luxury, brilliant misinformation, and luxury, brilliant women, very beautiful, ambao naamini kama mchango wao utasaidia katika jamii. Hi, karibu sana Kalitila Sochu. Your name and what you are doing.
I'm very new to Mombasa. Currently about maybe 2 years or so. I came to sister and I believe I'm in the right place.
Karibu sana.
Mombasa. I've been working as a pediatric nurse for over 30 years now. I believe I'm quite in the right place. Thank you so much for the invitation. I would appreciate it.
I am a business in logistics within Mombasa, and I'm also a trainer and a mentor. So I deal with a lot of...
How was your experience receiving your first period? You remember?
And in the village, you know how things are kept secret. Like you are only taught in school.
Okay, I used to share a friend. So her periods came earlier than me, but she was so shaken also. Then she came to share with me. We were very close. She was so shaken, came to share with me idea what was going to happen then. Now from there, I had an experience of what is going to happen. At least I learned
it was very early because I was in class 7. I didn't know what was happening. So in class, the embarrassment. I had to change schools for that matter.
You changed school?
Yes. I remember my first experience was using towels.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you think? Ni makosa ni ya mzazi ama nile time ambao ulipata periods? Unajua the
culture that we grew up in. Even the parents are not allowed to talk about it. It's a taboo. We don't express it openly. So even the parents let us to learn from the other people. We're not supposed to talk about it openly. Something bad will happen.
Okay. So what about you? What do you think? Ni kitu gani pengine ambao unadhani tunakosea? Amezungumza kuhusu lazima la culture.
We cannot just feel open to talk about. The generations repeat themselves, like how they grew up, the religion also. When you come to religions, there's a way that they look at it, and even the women are not allowed to talk about it freely to their children.
Yeah. I think who should wanafunzi ama mzazi pale anaweza kudeal na such scenarios? Ya kwamba mtoto wangu have been shamed.
Then I feel like as much as we want to educate the young ones, we should also start. They are also part of the society. We can't put it as a women-centered thing. Because if the effects it had, it led me to depressive notes. It was that bad. But I feel like even socially, we have to a point of. I remember just the
experience as a mama ama mtu mzima pale nyumbani. How do you approach mtoto kumwambia kwamba hey, hasa papa alipofikia ni hivi this is umepata periods? Let's talk about that knowledge, passing your knowledge kwa mtu mzima kwa mtoto kuhusu swala zima la periods.
Actually, we are not supposed to wait until they get periods. It's when we are telling them. the girls are supposed to be prepared way back in advance. That now you are reaching an advanced age, there is ABC which is going to happen, this is normal process. You expect to be having your periods at this age, a certain age limit between this and this. So even if it comes earlier, it's expected. Even if it comes later, it's expected. The preparation has to be started early enough. As long as the child has reached an age you can understand, like 7 years, 8 years, depending on the milestones, so long as the girl child can understand, even the boy children are supposed to be involved in this process. As long as they can understand what the mom is saying or the closest person, the guardian is saying, they're supposed to be prepared way back. Because at the time the child is getting periods, then she's already stressed if she doesn't know what is going to happen. So she will not take anything from you. She's already emotionally stressed. She doesn't know what to do. Now it's when you are coming in as a guardian or a parent to start telling her you're supposed to do ABCD. However, when it happens before you prepare, there's a way of approaching. You have to be calm. Don't start being harsh. You have to approach her politely, settle her. Then you start the process of counseling, telling her that you're in the right process, this is a natural thing, it's expected, and so on. Then preparation goes on from there.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's talk about period pain. Do you believe in normalization of period pain? Unajua ile ni kwamba hiyo pain mtu akipata periods lazima apitie uchungu. Cramps, zinaitwa cramps sasa.
It's different for different people because some people undergo a lot of pain, some mild and some they don't undergo. So when we say like we normalize it, for those who are not going through, I think we should just have the idea that it's different for everyone. Everyone has their own experience. Like myself, I go through a lot of pain. I used to go a lot of pain. Unajipata umeumwa na tumbo, unaendesha, unaumwa na kichwa, mpaka zingine ndio iko drip. And some people are just okay. You understand? So, as much as it's normal, everyone has their own journey. So I think everyone should understand that they have their own journey. If it comes okay, it doesn't pain, then fine, thank God. If it pains, it is normal. Yeah, it is normal, and you can take medicine and just continue the journey. So it is different. So let people know that it is different for different people. And you see sometimes when someone is not in pain and you're in pain, like why is the other person doesn't feel pain. Unajifanya. You understand? Yeah, like you see, you are in a same family, you have sisters and you have different experiences. Like kama mimi mpaka nipeleke hospitali niwekwe drip ndio nisikie vizuri. Huyu mwingine atasikia kitu. So the moment wewe unaumwa, mtu anaziona kama unajifanya. So I think even parents, they should understand that we are born different, and everyone has their own journey. Even in terms of pain, we have different experiences. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about working places sasa. Do you think in working places environment are conducive, especially unajua kama alivyosema periods pending na nini mtu kama mimi 2 weeks before periods, it's either I'm moody, naumwa, nashikwa na homa, mpaka ile siku nitapata ndio nitakuwa sawa. Let's talk about a working environment. Do you think are conducive enough to accommodate us during that phase?
No. I don't think they are, because I feel like they've normalized these things so much for us to a point that to them it's normal. You see the way they always put it, kuzaa ni siku moja, kulea ni maisha. For them, this period thing is also so normal to a point they don't understand how you're not able to work when you're on your periods. And you find even the female bosses are the problem actually, because for some of us, they have endometriosis. I think it's so understudied that we measure it the same way as the normal period pain, to a point of some people are hospitalized for months, weeks and all that. And you remember with endometriosis, it goes to any part of your body, right? So it can affect you in any way. Same with menstrual cramps. They can affect you to a point of you can't be able to work. So I feel the work environment is not conducive.
It's not conducive.
You find even the insults from the office, they are like, kwani leo unanyesha, you get. It's always so abusive to a point. It's not healthy for us also. I think hata tunafaa kukuwa na zile siku, if we know someone goes through the hospitalization and all that, wanafaa kwa hiyo siku ikifika anaenda nyumbani ama ako na off.
The same vile ambavyo tuko na maternity leave.
Yes. because even I feel hata ofisi hazinanga, what do you call them, is it painkillers or anything. It is you to ensure
unakwenda job asubuhi unajipackage mwenyewe na painkillers. Okay. What about you, madam? You've been working kwenye hospital in the medical field kwenye hospitali. What are the things what are the measures do you think hii field inakosekana kuhakikisha kwamba the period stigma inapungua? It's 2026. We cannot shame, we can do better when it comes to period stigma. What do you think can be done in your field specifically kuhakikisha kwamba kama ni workers ni conducive, ama kama wewe mwenyewe pia una shift zako, kama hiyo time you are not feeling well kwa sababu ya period, ama pia period stigma isitumiwe kama kigezo cha wewe kufinyiliwa pale kazini? What can be done?
Exactly. First of all, as she put it, the environment is not conducive. Name it in workplace, in school, it's not a right environment to manage menstrual periods. Once we achieve menstrual hygiene, let's start from there. Once we achieve menstrual hygiene, we are towards achieving dealing with menstrual stigma. Then, for example, in the hospital environment, we not only concentrate on the hospital, because we have the community around us. We have the community health promoters who go to the grassroots level. But still, they are not yet empowered. They don't have much knowledge towards the menstrual stigma for them to give information on the people at the ground, at the household level. So it's a lot. There are so many loopholes which we still have not captured towards achieving menstrual hygiene. And then even at the hospital level, as much as we are working towards achieving all this, the people who come to us is a very small population. The bigger population is the community. So the few people who come towards us, now we have that jukumu ya kuwaambia all what is supposed to be done about menstrual stigma, menstrual hygiene, and so on. Recently, not really recent, some about 10 years ago, where I was working, there's a girl child who conceived before getting her periods.
Oh, it happens?
It happens. It happens because ovulation naturally happens before menstruation.
Okay.
You ovulate first, the uterus prepares, you do ovulation. When it doesn't fertilize, it's when you menstruate. So let me say, is it unfortunate or fortunate that ovulation comes first? So you see, you can ovulate, be fertilized with your first period. So there's no periods with your first menstruation, so with your first preparation for with your first ovulation. So it can happen, you get pregnant. So the menstruation comes later. If you don't get fertile, the menstruation comes later. So are you seeing how possible it is? You can conceive. This small girl was really frustrated. The parents didn't know what was happening. They couldn't believe it was pregnancy. We had to undergo all those kind of treats. But supposing this girl had the information, was empowered to know how the body works, that I'm ovulating anytime, I'll be having ovulation. The moment I have a sexual intercourse, I'll be able to conceive even before I get pregnant and before I get my periods. You see, that information is what we are lacking. It's a very small population which comes to the hospital, but it's a multidisciplinary approach which you need to do. Multidisciplinary approach which you need to do for the information to reach the community and everybody at large in the population. It's quite a lot.
Okay, I thank you so much. What is that one myth ambao ungependa upoteza about period stigma? One myth that you love to kill. Unajua, we are working kuondosha hiyo stigma katika society. What is that one myth that you like uondoshe kabisa when it comes to period stigma?
You see, me, I was told the moment a man sees your periods, they will never come again. You will never see them again.
Okay.
So you see that alone brings stigma, because you hide yourself and you are hiding them and you don't want to tell anyone because they might see them and they'll disappear. Yeah. Yeah, you see, it brings that fear of even confessing, even telling. Let's say if you're living with your dad and you don't have parts, you can't even ask for parts because you don't want him to know. Yeah, ataona ama atajua, alafu akijua, maybe they will disappear. Yeah.
Okay. On your side, what is that one myth that you'd love to kill? Ama ni kitu ambayo inafaa iondoshwe? Is 2026, we can do better as a society when it comes to period.
I'd like them to remove this thing of periods are dirty. It's not. It's just a normal body condition. It's normal, yeah. It's as simple as sneezing. Yeah.
What about you? What is that one thing, that one myth you'd love to get rid of?
The myth that periods are, menstruation is dirty, shame, it's a taboo. I would really want it to be removed, because that time they say it's a taboo. So the girl child cannot even cook. Some communities, they're not even allowed to cook, so the food will do what? They're not supposed to enter a shop business, because the business will go down.
Kama
Because
kisirani.
kama kisirani, because you are menstruating, you are not supposed to do so many things. I wish that could come out of us. Then we'll be working towards menstrual hygiene and removing the stigma. Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about the government responsibility. Do you think it has been done enough, ile effort ambayo kuna mashirika tofauti, kuna serikali yenyewe? Do you think the serikali imechukua ile jukumu la kwamba kuhakikisha period si stigma tena, ama hautengwi, ama watoto wetu mashule ama kazini? Do you think the government ina play hiyo role yake vizuri?
No, I don't think so. There's still much to be done in terms of dialogues, especially in schools, and also dialogues that include men, because men have to understand this is just a normal biological process. Yeah, so there's so much that the government can help in terms of having this safe conversation, these safe environments that we can have these conversations, and also the availability of products. In terms of sanitary pads, the affordability, are they affordable? Because most of the people cannot afford the pads, you see. As much as they say it's only 100 bob, it's only 70 bob, but that 70 bob is not, we are not equally. So I think the government can look at a way of subsidizing the materials and making them available, and also encourage those dialogues between even men and women. Yeah, and also if we can have the intergenerational conversations that includes our parents and the Gen Zs and also the Alpha generations, it will be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she talked about inclusivity, and that is where I want to ask this question. What is the important ama impact inclusivity, kuhakikisha kwamba in conversation kama hizi, mwanaume yuko, kama ni mwalimu yuko, kama ni jamii yuko, kama ni area chief yuko, alafu about the government? I think those are two different questions. But in pass the mic atuambie kwamba important inclusivity sana katika period stigma. How is it important?
It is important because it spreads awareness, it spreads normalization, it ensures that whoever is next to you understands that what you're going through is normal. To a point of, if I'm a man, she wakes up stained, I'll be able to remove my jacket and cover her. It will be a point of protecting each other at all costs. It will be as normal as it's an accident, I can do this and that, right? But if we entail it as it is right now, it becomes so much of a bullying situation. It becomes gender wars, actually, where men can be subjective to our opinions or we can be subjective to theirs. Yeah, but if they're all included in this conversation, and it's from a young age, from where if I have two children, a boy and a girl, I'm able to educate them both on this and that. Where when I'm educating my daughter on how to wear pads, the brother is right there understanding how the process works. Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to hili swali nataka kuuliza, what do you think the government should do kuhakikisha kwamba, she talked about period pads prices, taxes ziko juu, period ziko na bei ghali kuliko condom, si ndio In fact, condom kuna za free. Sanitary pad ni mpaka mashirika yaende atafute ndo community zingine zipate pads. Let's talk about, what do you think, tunakosea wapi as a community, ama serikali inafaa whom should we address when it comes to pads bei yake?
Yeah, it's actually a multidisciplinary approach. The government has a part to play, as much as it has removed tax, but that tax, it's like not reality. It's not a reality. So still, Mama Mboga at the grassroots level cannot still afford those pads. The curriculum in school, about sexuality should be introduced as early as the ECD. What is it called? The curriculum development. The children should learn about this sexuality, menstrual cycles, and everything right from the beginning, so that by the time they're growing up, they know how their biological processes, how menstruation comes about, and all that. So the curriculum development, the VAT and the government, and so on. Then there are some organizations, I don't know whether they're organized by the government, which also support this advocacy. But there's a lot of resistance because of cultural issues. Recently, there's that senator called Gloria Orwabo, who walked her talk. She's an advocate against menstrual poverty. She was in a white suit and a white trouser suit. So she had stained her trouser. You see, the way people reacted to her is exactly how we react to menstrual cycles. And actually, she walked her talk. I just say thumbs up to her because she was advocating for menstrual. So supposing that bill goes to parliament right now that's part of the government. Definitely they will listen to her because she has already acted. People have seen she's advocating for everything. So definitely when she tables her motion on the parliament about anything about menstruation hygiene, menstruation products and everything, definitely there'll be somebody will have to listen. So advocacy also plays a very big role.
It plays a big role.
A very big role.
Okay.
Schools from the grassroots level, in our community. We have to reach that mama mboga and tell her exactly what is happening. You see, using the social medias also. It's a very good platform. Most people are on the social media these days. We have to have that information about menstrual hygiene and menstrual poverty and all that. Yes.
Okay. Before to break, kureli swali la kwamba when it comes to period pains, tunaita kama myth ya kwamba ukimeza painkiller periods zitaacha na zikiacha kutoka utafanya magonjwa gani na gani. Since you experience umesema you are experience such a is nature cramps mbaya. Is it true according to wewe mwenyewe? Is it true kwamba mtu ukitumia painkillers au zisipotoka labda result magonjwa mengine, ama if kama kutumia painkiller ni painkiller gani pengine uweza ku advise mtu atumie?
Okay, painkillers, I think painkillers are safe. Depends on what you're using. And you see, we have misinformation also. It's good to get the right information. You get the right information how? You need to go to the maybe pharmacy and get the right medicine to use. I don't think they have any effect because they're just painkillers unless you're going extra miles, or maybe you have not explained yourself well, but they don't have any effect. Just releasing the pain. Yeah.
Ni story tu zile mitaani watu wanaambia na mtu anakaa tu anaamua kufanya.
No, me I've been using and I've never seen any effect because it's only maybe the first day and you just continue.
Okay. So we talked about working places. Working places zingine watu walikuwa na advocate kwamba kuwekwe pads chooni kama vile ambavyo ukiingia kila choo unapata tissue. I do think that can work saizi in offices ambazo tunafanya. Do you think if we can push that agenda of having like a period pads ama tampons chooni, I do think it can work.
Yes, it
Plus
can.
inaweza kureduce stigma kwenye working places.
Yes, it can, because currently in my school, I'm working with a donor who is supplying me with at least a few boxes of pads per month. And I've made a secure place somewhere where all admins and all students can access pads at point of need. It works in this way. You know, there is somewhere you can run to in case of anything. Actually, we also provide, how do you call them, wipes for them, so they know in case of any hint or anything they can rush there, to a point where we have even added extra trousers and shirts in case of anything. They can change in that room and probably leave the offices or anything. It helps, actually. It does.
Okay, it does help.
Yes, it does.
Okay. So health wise ama kwa upande wa matibabu, since you've been dealing with wanawake for the longest time, what is that one case that iliwe kukushtua when it comes to menstruation?
When it comes to menstruation, women out there really don't have the right information. For example, a woman gives birth. Then this is a real example, by the way. After 4 weeks, after 4 weeks of delivery, she comes back to us experiencing funny feelings like she's pregnant again. How come I'm feeling like I'm still pregnant, and yet I've not gotten my periods after delivery? So how come I'm feeling like this? So after explaining everything, doing tests, you realize she's actually pregnant after 4 weeks.
4 weeks, pregnant
4
tena.
weeks, pregnant tena. So the same story of ovulation before you get your periods. So now crying and all that, we had to give psychological support, all those stories that we give, shauri ya Mwenyezi Mungu amepanga, all those stories, until now she gets settled. Supposing she had the information early enough, she would have prevented it. At 4 weeks, we start giving family planning methods. But she was not aware. She didn't have the information. Yeah. So still we're coming back to information, reaching to the right people, which we are not. They are not. Somehow they are not getting it. Yes.
4 weeks nimeshtuka.
It happens.
It happens, eh?
Yes.
Okay. Tumezungumza kuhusu pads kukua tax kuhusu nini na nini. So supposing we're given a chance sasa hii, which are the method tunaongea reality sasa kwenda kwa ground kuhakikisha kwamba we've talked about advocating, we talk about kila kitu, lakini na sasa someone wants, a listener outside there wants to know a period stigma, how are we going to make kama ikue kama a link from the society to serikali, to wanafunzi to kazini? What is the right channel mtu anafaa kufuata? Ama njia gani, channel gani ambayo atafuata kuhakikisha hii ni stigma? We've been singing the stigma for so long, but the right channel sasa za kufuata ni gani kuhakikisha kwamba we are tunamalizana na issue once and for all?
The right channel is involving the community, reaching out the people at the lower level, mashinani kule, because unaona most of the people hata government maybe hata wana TV, wengine wana social media. So I think if we go to mashinani and let the information saturate there, let's talk about it. Let's normalize this. This is just a biological process every woman goes through. So let's normalize it and let's talk about it. When we start, we embrace that conversation as a community, it will just be normal. And when it is normal, we can easily access the government institutions, like just the way we are talking about entrepreneurship. We are talking it from mashinani, tunaongelea mpaka saizi government wameenda wamepanda wameleta ma SME support, and the organizations are coming in and they're joining. So we start at the ground level. Let's talk about it. Let's know in the community level, let's talk about it. Uko shuleni, let's talk about it. If it's a school, let's talk about it in a way that it's open. Let's not call it names. It's I'm in that period of a month. No, I'm having my periods. Let's just be open about it and let's feel comfortable about it. And also, let's remove the myth of it's a dirty thing. Let's embrace it as women. Let's embrace it. Like for me, sometimes I just wonder, like, if you're having a period, some people don't even go to church. You can't even go to church because there's that idea of being unclean. You can't cook, as you said. There are some families you can't cook, you can't touch food, and that means you're going to isolate yourself. And when you isolate yourself, that is where stigma begins. So let's embrace it and let's just come out and talk about it freely in the community, even in the churches. Let's talk about it. It's normal. We just talk about, let's just, the way we talk about marriages, let's talk about it. Just the way we talk about maybe sex, let's talk about it. Yeah, and we normalize this conversation. And I know if we start from the ground level, it will just escalate.
Okay, I thank you so much. I would love to take your parting shot on period stigma sasa. So she talked about the channels about tuweza kufuata. So huyu ataongelea kwenye medical field, her parting shot kuhusu period stigma, tutafanya nini ama when it comes to sickness ama a pain that associate a period, lakini ningependa ongelee institution sasa. The right channel kama mtu, let's say I'm working in a place and then I have to introduce such kwamba kuweka utafuata HR mwambie hey tunafaa kufanya nini na nini. Maybe the right time if someone is in an institution where your period stigma iko pale, what do you think that person can do to assist in a working environment? Mtu anaweza kufanya institution sana.
For institutions like mine, I'd go for peer counselors. Myself, I have classmates, so I can start from there. But when it comes to offices, I believe we can start on friendship grounds. Like you see those cliques, always choose the bolder one among the cliques. Let them be the peer educator of the others. Even the men themselves, there are men who are bold about women. There are men who can advocate for women. Pick them to be your people to talk for these things in such a way that even when we're having such discussions, let's have men also in the program. Let's have them speak for the women. When the organizations are going for these camps, let it not be a women-centered thing. Let the men be there. Let them learn. Let them know, because these people are the same people we are exposing to our daughters, our sisters, anybody at work. So I believe the exposure should start from everywhere, but strategically with pointing out the people who advocate for women the most.
Thank you so much. I would like to take your parting shot kwenye health system sasa. The misconception about period now. What do you think can be done?
Okay, recently we have had a self-care program where, like she said, the painkillers can be bought over the counter as long as you have explained yourself. You said you are allergic maybe to the clofena, you are allergic to this and this. The pharmacist can be able to give you over the counter painkiller. That's self-care, part of self-care. We have the youth-friendly programs in institutions, in the health institutions, where have been initiated. But they also need support of some kind. Otherwise, that's a program which has been started to support youth-friendly activities about menstruation, HIV, early marriages, and so on. In the health also, as much as we are advocating for all this, the information doesn't reach the right people. We have a very small population which comes to us. The bigger population is in the community. So we should have support, like programs, advocacy, reaching the mama mboga at the grassroots level, talking about openly about menstruation cycle, menstrual hygiene, and all that. About culture, I always wonder, you see, the biological process of menstruation is natural. I would like to link this is my passing shot, yeah? I would like to link this with, will allow me to link it with FGM, just for once, for better understanding. The clitoris of a woman is meant to be for sexual arousal, sexual satisfaction. That's part of whatever FMG, female genital mutilation, does, is to deprive this woman of sexual satisfaction. That's culture also. It's the clitoris, God created it, has its own purpose, and it's useful for whatever reason it is. Now let's come to menstruation. Menstruation is also natural, biological process.
You cannot control it.
You cannot control it.
Unless to fike menopause.
So the culture now is banking on these issues to frustrate this woman, to intimidate this woman. We have a lot to do about this. We have to involve these women from the word, the women and men, just the way she said, boys and girls to be involved. So the culture has decided now this woman doesn't need any sexual arousement, doesn't need any sexual satisfaction. They decided to chop off the clitoris. You get it? Menstruation, again, here we are, hygiene-wise, we are not getting the right products because of this stigma. You are not free to go to the shop and buy. Leave alone feeling free, you cannot even afford it because of VAT things, because you are not feeling free to buy the
pads zile ambazo unaweka pad ukakisha umeva pads ziko expensive.
Very expensive.
Zingine zile za 75 ambazo ziko very loose.
Yes.
Kushuka matatu
So all these integrated and put together, we are still far from reaching menstrual hygiene, but hopefully with all the support we'll reach there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, producer, we can call it. Cindy, we're taking a short break, but we'll be right back. Lakini, behind the mark, nimetaja kitu watu wanacheka cheka. You're not supposed to be being there. I want to say we're taking a short break before. Oh, she did. She was the first one. Liendo alizungumzia, but tukirudi tutakuwa tunazungumza maswali mawili matatu kabla tumalize, but I wanna remind people pale nje kwamba kindly subscribe to our social media platform, that is at Let's Vest Podcast, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, kila mahali, kuhakikisha kwamba search this conversation ambayo inahusika wewe baba pale nyumbani, wewe kaka pale nyumbani, you have sister, you have daughters, your family, inakufikia kama kawaida. Let's meet right after the break. And this session has been sponsored proudly by Mombasa Cement, who has been our biggest supporters when it comes to this conversation plus session. And we are back. During the break, the topic is period stigma. During the break, we were talking about sustainability. For how long does this project, organization ambazo huwa zinafika to institutions such as schools, ama kwa pale jamii, talking about sustainability. Tuongee hiyo sasa inaitwa nini, challenge ama sustainability wa tunafeel wapi as organization, as NGOs, as institution, what tunafeel wapi sana.
I think we feel on this front, these organizations also come with expectations. For them, it's nipe nikupe. Because I think they just try to drive an agenda. And you see how the US has retracted most of the NGOs. The Kenyan government had depended heavily on these people to a point of right now it is lacking in so many ways. Design. If these things come to your school, if, for instance, if Ruto doesn't come back as the president, whoever will come back may not continue with these policies, may not encourage these organizations, and the school itself have put themselves in a place of dependency. They don't see themselves as having a portion of where they set aside funds to ensure these programs run. So I feel every responsibility lands on whichever leader lands in those offices, the administration, the government, all of them. For them, it's not something they feel they should do. For them, it comes as an extra, how do I put it? Liability for them. Yeah. It's not encouraged. Yani. Women are so understudied to a point of these things are so normal. Ni kama kuamka kununua mkate, kesho ikikosa, inshallah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What is your take on this sustainability? Sasa na pesa tunakosea according to you?
According to me, once the donors come and they are willing to help, in the process of helping, let me call it help, they're supposed to show us ways of sustaining ourselves once they withdraw. We should be able to have means and measures of sustaining the project, such that there should be continuity. Yes, so that we can maintain whatever we are gaining. If it's menstrual products, we should be able now to get our own menstrual products without them. So the sustainability here is key. The donors should show us ways of doing things on our own, because we cannot depend on them throughout. They finally withdraw. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Let's talk about being taken advantage of. Kazi sana watoto wetu. We are in a society where men wamekuwa inhuman to an extent, mtu anachukulia advantage. Mtoto ana shida ya pad. Mtoto period ndio unamsumbua. Let me use her kwa sababu ya pad. As a society, where are we that evil? When did we reach to that point where mwanaume amua kuchukua advantage ya kwamba kwa sababu ni periods, kwa sababu ana period package ya kwamba mtu anataka painkiller ama pads zenyewe, mtu achukulia advantage, haribu maisha ya mtoto wa mtu kwa sababu ya periods? Where did we go wrong first of all?
It's because of period poverty. Most of the people who fall in that space is because of poverty, because maybe the parent cannot afford. And also the right information. You see, if our girls have been trained or there's the right information of how they can access pads, I don't think they can go to a man. So if there is no right information, you're trying to figure out yourself. For instance, if you don't know about it, and you're trying to figure it out yourself, and then you get someone who can give you a shoulder to lean on, you see, you open up to them, and then they can take advantage of you. But if this information is home, if you're talking to your daughter at home, they will feel comfortable to talk about it, and maybe they will just open up, and you'll be able to support. But if you're not able to open up at a family level, then that means they will go and open up outside. And that means they will share maybe with the wrong people, the people who will give them ears. And you see, men are very clever. They will take advantage of any weakness. And they know what you need. And they will just use that as an advantage. So first thing is poverty. And another thing is lack of information. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about... you too. Yeah, like I want to take each and everyone's point. A society taking advantage of school going children simply because of pads. Is it that bad? Is it nafaa kuweka vipi? Tunakosea wapi sasa?
You know, there's this saying of men only abide to laws. I feel like even those in power, they are not protecting the girls. We should have a law where if you're caught with this, if you're caught doing such things, there's jail time for you or even death. Because it's bad. It's really bad out there. Bad. And even the women who get into power, they no longer advocate for the girls anymore. It becomes a showdown with the men. They want to become beasts themselves. I feel we fail from so many fronts. In this way, if you've checked the current news, the ECD, the government want to do away with it. Why would you want to do away with something that's training young people on how to live their lives? That's why you train the child how to use a potty and all this. So if we don't see the importance of children, definitely even the period thing, we will not see the importance of training young people. You know, it starts from the ground. Because right now, if I gave you 5 men to train on periods, they'll not listen to you. But tell them to talk about sex. You'll have a whole day here. It's so easy for them, you know, because we have not normalized it, but we have made it so. Why is a condom so easy to get? Why?
Actually, it's free. Unapatiwa maboxes zinagawanywa kama
pyramid. I'm a peer educator. Right now I have 17 cartons in my room.
But what about pads?
But pads are, you know, the calls I make in a week, I have to make around 17 calls.
Ndio upate carton ya pads.
Yes. So we fail yani it's tumeangushwa kutoka kule juu, si hapa peke yake. It starts from so far to a point when it gets here, it's so hard to reach the right people.
Okay. Okay. As a medic, mtu ambaye katika hiyo field, what do you think should be done kuhakikisha kwamba hizi such cases angalau zimepungua? Unajua we cannot maliza them instantly kama hivyo, but at least you are working zipungue tufika mahali tuseme at least for the past 5 years tumepunguza hizi kesi to this percentage.
Information, it's key. The right information to the right people. Then this field of menstrual stigma, menstrual science and all that has actually been under-researched because of stigma. People rarely talk about it. People don't do research on it. So it's still unveiled. It's still something which people are looking for answers. You still keep asking for answers about menstruation. Even if you ask people about menstruation right now, I don't talk up when you ask several people at randomly, they'll give you very different views. Exactly.
Unashangaa huyu ana ndugu nyumbani, huyu ana nini
and yet it's something we are living with. Even if you are a man, your sister has menstruation, your wife, your daughter, and so on. So it's something which is under-researched. So just as I said earlier, this information has to reach the grassroots level as early as at the youngest person, so that by the time he's growing up or she's growing up, she has the right information about menstruation. Yes, the culture thing, you know, culture is something deeply rooted. It's really difficult to get rid of it, but with the help of the church elders, religious people, advocacy in the whole place, the grassroots level, somehow we need to work on it. The young girls who are being coerced, they have to be given the right information that if you do ABCD, this is good. You see, they're also doing that because they have a stigma in it. They are not talking openly, poverty. They are not talking openly about it. So they would rather hide. So whoever comes secretly and telling her about getting pads after he has done something to her, they will definitely accept, because she's not feeling open enough to even go and tell the dad, I want pads. And that time, the dad is the bread earner. He's the one who provides money. Most of the households. So she's not feeling free now. She has already been told you cannot talk about these things with your dad. He's a man. So he's not feeling free to go and tell the dad, give me some 60 bob or 70 bob to go and buy pads. So finally she ends up in the wrong hands. Yes.
So when talking about
it's okay.
Okay. When talking about let's do research, let's pass this information, let's nini ni jukumu la nani hasa sasa sisi hapa we're talking. Mtu kumwambia mtu we need to do research, nani ambaye anafaa fanya research? We need to provide this information, nani ambaye anafaa ku provide this information to the society ama kwenye nini? Ni nani anafaa kuchukua ile jukumu kuhakikisha kwamba stigma tunamalizana na hii stigma? Ni jukumu la nani hasa?
I think as parents, parents, we have to take responsibility, because we say charity begins at home. So we need to take responsibility as parents
towards watoto wako.
towards watoto wetu. You research and then you start. That charity begins at home. You start talking to your own girls or own boys, and then we extend it to churches and schools. But it has to start from home. Yeah, ourselves. Because if I cannot talk to my daughter, how can I talk to someone else? You understand? So it has to start with us. You will see even those people who talk outside there, they're not even able to talk to their own children. So it begins with us. Yeah, everyone's responsibility as a parent, as a teacher, as pastor or any leader. It begins with us. Let's start looking for this information and putting it out there. Yeah.
Kando na before ufikie kumkalisha mtoto chini, kuna ile chemistry ambayo mtu wafaa uwe nayo kama ni mzazi na mtoto wako. Lakini sasa unakuta mtu a girl is comfortable to confide mtu nje, lakini si mzazi. We as parents, as a community, tumekosea wapi? Why is it that our kids, our children are comfortable confiding kwa mtu nje lakini si kwa mzazi wake?
I'll start with something which I'm sorry to say. I think as women, we have put men on a pedestal. Baba amesema, baba hapendi, baba hataki. You know, if she sees me in this dress mbele ya babangu, babako hapendi. Why are you living with a man who is uncomfortable seeing his daughter in a short dress? What is he thinking? What's wrong with him? You know, we start from there to a point where these children don't feel safe enough coming to me and telling me about periods. I'll give you an example of a girl we in the same hostel. Yesterday she found we have a medic in the room. And this medic was telling her mother of how she saw someone after giving birth, how they're being stitched. And this lady is asking their friend, hey, you talk such stories with your mom? Mimi, I can't. My mother is so happy when we are not in the house. Yeah, she's so happy when she hears we have boyfriends. I'm like, how is that normal for your mother? You know? Yeah, even when it comes to pads, I have to ask my aunties, because the mother has made sure this house is so hostile because baba yangu hataki. Baba yangu alisema, you know. So I believe we also fail as women where we don't take charge of our houses and our children to per se, because 90% of the time, as much as the men are present, you are the parent 90% of the time.
Mtu wa kwanza.
Wewe ndo unakimbia hospitali, wewe ndo unafanya nini, wewe ndo unajua tava nini, atakula nini. Ikifika ni pale asubuhi kumpakia cha vitu akienda shule, ni wewe si babake.
Unafanya 80%.
Yeah, so I feel as the mothers, we put these people on a pedestal, we fail ourselves and the children also. And a small thing also to say, do you know menstruation is so powerful to a point that they have discovered menstruation blood can cure Alzheimer's.
Oh, really?
Our blood is it's pure actually. Remember, it's not contaminated. So if there's so much research done on it, it can be something life-changing as opposed to what it is at the moment. Yeah.
So lack of knowledge.
Yes, there's a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Lastly, na community, the Swahili, the Islamic, the Swahili community, huko ambako kwingine ambako tunapigwa vita wingi na kumwambia babangu, naanzaje kumwambia babangu mzee Salimu dadi leo mimi na Yesha naanzaje? Unajua sana our Swahili community, we've been fixed in a kakuna ambayo kabla ni open up. Sasa zungumza na wazazi wa Kiswahili pale nje.
Most of my life, I've lived in Nairobi. I came to Mombasa about 6 years ago. So I'm learning on but I've already seen those loopholes of the Swahili mothers about how they handle the girl child. It's a lot, but there's a lot of culture instilled in them, such that it's like they have no powers of their own children. We all depend on the father's decision. We have very much minimal amount of decision making in the home as a Swahili woman and as a parent. All the decisions are thrown into the dads. So we actually need to empower ourselves. I always tell people we need to empower the girl child such that by the time she's growing up, she's able to make decisions, she's able to buy her own pads, no one is coercing her to do all those funny things. Empowering the girl child here is very important. There's a lot of culture in our community which we need to get rid of. let me call it harmful. It's not even a productive culture. Mostly it's the harmful culture which is finishing the girl child actually.
But then when you open up, you're a toxic feminist.
I'll even add on to her topic. You know, I'm new in Mombasa. Mimi nimetoka bara, sio? Do you know the Muslim boys, they hunt for the bara girls? Because they know they're not supposed to kuguza wale wengine. Lakini unajua anaweza cheza na sisi, sio? Lakini ikifika pale Ramadhan waona wasafi. But do you know these boys, the things they do to these girls are so dangerous that I really wonder, is it that the Muslim community has let the boys have it all and the girls less? Because me, when I walk in the streets at night, I can see the boys playing football. You'll never see a girl. Never see a girl. The culture is so overpowered to a point the men have an upper hand when it comes to the ladies. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. We can discuss this. Tunaenda mpaka saa 8, but according to producer mwenyewe ametupatia tuko na second ngapi? Tuko na dakika ngapi? Dakika 2 so mimi nataka tu kupata chance pengine mtupate solutions haraka towards a period stigma, na kitu ambacho as a society tuweza tukafanya kuhakikisha kwamba when we meet next time tutasema at least we talk about this and ABCD have been done as we are finishing up, as we are winding up. Parting shot. Tuanze na nani?
My parting shot is that menstruation is just a biological process every woman goes through. So I think we should embrace it and normalize it. Let's just embrace it. Let's not look it as dirty process or unclean process. Let's just embrace it and allow women to just go through the process peacefully. Yeah. And also, let's have this information everywhere. Let's have this information, availability of pads and availability of information, how they can get access of pads, and how and also in affordable way. Yeah. So it's just normal. Let's just normalize it. Yeah.
Okay.
This is quite interesting. We in mitigation, we actually need to have enhanced opportunities to access to products, menstrual products. And access here is quite a lot. Access is what we have discussed about. And there's a small group which we are forgetting, the transgender. We shouldn't forget. They're even double stigmatized. Because already they don't know what identity to give themselves. And here they are, when they are menstruating, they don't know where to land to. So there's that transgender and non-binary people. It's a small community though, but they suffer a lot because of identity. Otherwise, menstrual stigma, we still have a lot. Mitigations are quite a lot, from accessibility, normalizing, policy and advocacy, all that which we have discussed about. Yes.
Serikali tu kila mahali, kila mtu aweke nguvu hapo.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Tunamalizia.
For me, I say a society that cannot handle periods is not a society that's mature enough to have this thing on discussion. Yeah, I believe the four of us here, we can talk to people we meet every day. She meets different people every day. I meet students every day. You meet people here every day on the podcast. You also meet people when you go to talk to them. We can also be campaigners. We don't have to wait for the government or everyone else. We can also be our own selves. We can decide, today I'm going to talk to 5 boys, 5 girls, and I'm going to educate them on this. Because as much as it's a period stigma, it's so much to eat. There's the hygiene, there's what you're supposed to eat, how you're supposed to keep yourself. It's a very big topic. And I believe we can be the chief campaigners of that thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it starts with us.
Okay, thank you so much. It's been 45 to 1 hour discussion ambao na uhakika pale nje kama mtu atachukua muda wake asikize angalie utaelimika in one way or the other. As usual, I've been your host Chuna Salim, but kama kawaida, do not forget to subscribe on our social media platform, that is at Let's Voice Podcast, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, kuhakikisha kwamba you'll be the first person to learn from amazing guests, amazing panelists. Until next time, bye bye.